Hello everyone, I'm Roseanne Srika Benedict and I am here today to make a apple coffee cake. It's the fall and I went apple picking and picked beautiful apples, and so of course now you have to do something with them and you can only eat so many apples, so I'm going to bake something. So I'm going to make this wonderful apple coffee cake, and we're going to start off with putting together 2.5 cups of flour in a bowl, and to that we are going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon, and you know I don't measure, but that looks like a teaspoon. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I do measure the things that affect the science of your baking. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I don't have a 1/2 teaspoon on this. I need new measuring spoons. I probably have 20 in my drawer. I just picked this one, but a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So let me make sure that's all we need here, and we're just gonna whisk this up a little bit, just to blend it together. My dog wants to go out. So we whisk this up, and then we're just gonna put this to the side. And we're gonna take the second bowl, and we're going to add 2 sticks of butter, and it is softened butter. So I left it out for a while, and it's nice room temperature. You can always use the microwave if you forget to take your butter out and you need softened butter. So 2 sticks of this. And let's see. And we're going to add 2 different types of sugar. We're going to add regular granulated sugar, 3/4 cup, and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. So let's see, 3/4 cup of regular sugar, okay, and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. A new bag. Usually I go in my cupboards and it's an open bag, and it's all hard because, you know, brown sugar tends to get hard if you open the bag. It has something to do with the molasses that's in it that sucks out all the moisture and then makes it hard. But there are ways to soften brown sugar if it does get hard. One way is to put it in the microwave for a little bit, and it gets soft immediately. There's other ways, like putting an apple in it, but anyway, I'm lucky enough that my brown sugar is soft. So 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and you put that in there. And then what I'm gonna do is, let's see, I think that's all now. And so now I'm gonna just beat it with my hand mixer. I'm not going to bore you and make your ears ring from the beaters, so I'll come back to you as soon as I beat it, but I'm going to beat it all up till it's nice and smooth. Of course, I'm going to plug it in first. You can see that my sugar and butter is all nice and creamy, and so to that I am going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to mix that up. Blend that a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla and beat it a little bit more. Next thing I'm going to do is add a cup of sour cream, and it's going to make it really moist, this cake. It's gonna be so yummy. Okay, so a cup of sour cream is half of this container. This is 2 cups. Okay, add that in and mix it up a little bit more. Okay, so this is all mixed really nicely. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks really good and yummy. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So then what you do is you take the dry ingredients. I totally screwed up this recipe. I wasn't supposed to add the sour cream yet. I was supposed to add it after I put the dry ingredients in, but you know what? Sometimes you screw up a recipe and sometimes you don't. We'll see how it turns out. Anyway, I'm gonna add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and just mix that till it's moist. Throw it in a 13x9 greased baking dish and pray that my cake comes out good. But we have a couple of other things to do before we do that. So I'm gonna just scrape this down here. Okay, we're gonna mix this up. I'll probably come back to you because I don't want you to sit here and watch me mix this. Okay, so here's my batter. Even though I did it wrong, I'm sure it'll come out fine, who knows. And I'm going to take my 13x9 baking pan, spray it with a little Pam. Did I say a little? Maybe a lot. And then I am going to read my recipe, see if there's something else I have to do. Let me see. Oh, I have to fold in the apples. Oh my gosh. So we need 2 apples, I think. Where's the recipe? 2 medium apples, peeled, cored, and chopped. So I'm going to come back to you because I didn't peel, core, or chop them. So let me do that real quick and I'll come back. Hi, everybody, I'm back. I peeled and cored and chopped 2 apples. Normally I use Granny Smith apples when I bake. This called for either Granny Smith or Apple Crisp, and since that's what I went apple picking with for the Granny Smith, so that's what I used. And I didn't chop the pieces really tiny because I want to have some crunch in there when everybody eats this cake. So here's my batter. I chopped up the apples and I'm going to put it in my prepared pan here. So let's do that. I should use a better spatula instead of this little flimsy thing. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this looks really good. It's a little thick. I wonder if it's because I screwed up the recipe. Don't know. We'll find out when we have the tasters taste it. And I wonder if this would be good with nuts. Maybe on the strudel topping we could put nuts. I'm a big, you know I love nuts. Sort of like apple pie with nuts is so good. But anyway, let's just do it like the recipe calls for since I'm such a good recipe follower. Okay, so I'm putting this in here like this. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is add the streusel topping, which I'll make right now. Here's my cake in the pan, 13x9 grease. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm going to add some butter. It calls for 12 tablespoons of butter. And it tells you that you're supposed to use your hands to crumble this. So that's right up my alley. So I am going to crumble this up with my hands and then put it on top of there. We want it to be like little peas, like pea sizes. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll do this and then show you what it's like once I'm done. So this is what I'm talking about when I say the size of peas. So as you work the butter into the flour and the brown sugar, it starts sticking together, but it will be like the size of, you know, little tiny peas. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, love streusel toppings on a cake. So this is going to be just fabulous. So you just take this and sprinkle it all along the top like that. It's going to be really yummy. I have a friend, I'm going to shout out to Kathy Scarano. I don't know if she watches my videos, but oh my God, she makes the best crumb topping on her coffee cake. I think she must use a pound of butter in her crumb topping. I don't know. This was 12 tablespoons, not quite a pound. Actually, not even close, but her crumb topping is just delicious. So big shout out to you, Kath. Anyway, okay, so here we are, all done. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. It's going to bake for 60 minutes. Oh dear Lord, I didn't know it was that late. It's so late, I'm ready for bed, but I'll wait up another hour and let's see what temperature, 350. So I will show you my finished product. Hopefully it will be delicious and my little screw up with the sour cream won't matter. But this is apple coffee cake. So in the oven it goes. Okay, my cake is out of the oven. It looks delicious. I hope it is. I'll let you know. I do have a few friends that are waiting for the cake to fall and get a scrap or two. But anyway, enjoy your day. Thanks for watching my video.